We are back for game 2 between the Unicorns of Love and the Mysterious Monkeys. UOL are 1-0 up and can end the series here with a win. They're on the blue side for the second game, and if it's anything like the first one, I'm pretty sure I'm going to lose my voice by the end of today.
Well, the good thing for you is it would only be a 26-minute game then, so you just gotta last for 26 minutes right there.
Can
you do that?
I can get a lot of shouting into 26 minutes.
Good. That's all we need from you today, because Unicorns of Love obviously looks way better than Mysterious Monkeys in the last game. Yes, of course, there were some things that could have been cleaner, but when you're 8-0 up at 8 minutes, then you're doing pretty well.
And I think we can actually see how much that's affected the Mysterious Monkeys, because we were wondering, you know, how do you rebound from that? How do you rebound from having EULCS just stand in your face?
Yeah.
They're taking a lot of time to come out here and coming out in dribs and drabs as well, not as a unified front.
Exactly, like it's tough because you obviously got stomped quite a bit last week. Then you play your first game here in week 2, and it's kind of the same story. You try to play aggressive. You face a team that are just way better at playing that play style than you. And I wouldn't be surprised if you start questioning, you know, like, how do we beat these guys? Like, what is it we need to do now? We only have like 10 minutes to figure it out. Is it full late game, trying to just play boring? But you can't just change your identity.
I totally agree. I think something that the Mysterious Monkeys have to rely on is the fact that Unlimited has experience on this stage. He's the only player in their team or coach in their team who has any experience at the top league of a region. He played in the LCS. He knows what he's doing. He knows what it's like to be on these losing situations. And they need to rally around
Nice
him.
compliment.
You were pretty used to that as well.
I was there too.
Sure, yeah. But he knows how to rally a team in this sort of situation. Maybe you count this as an off week. You played H2K, you played Unicorns.
True.
The rest of the group is a lot easier, in inverted commas.
Yeah.
Take it as some time to prep and learn. We are into picks and bans.
I mean, you're definitely looking at Vitality right now and saying, okay, maybe that's where we pick up our first win here in Group B. But Mysterious Monkeys banned the Malzahar last time as the first ban. I don't think they're going to do the same here unless they truly are that scared of the champion. I think
they
the
have already banned
Zac,
so it's not a great prediction from you there, Deficio.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, I'm not sure they will ban it.
Okay.
I think the Zac makes more sense.
It does. Kha'Zix getting taken away from the Unicorns of Love. 2 junglers removed from the pools thus far. Have to see how Mysterious Monkeys decide to play the rest of this. They're going to go for the Xayah.
Yeah.
Last time we saw the Syndra, the Kennen already taken away.
So we know that Unicorns are okay. Sorry, my voice here is dying after last game. So I was screaming so much as well. But Thresh first pick is obviously what we're looking at for Hylissang. They have already shown Unicorns of Love that the Elise is really not the highest priority for them. Like normally here you would not ban it, you would just take it early, but Thresh is what I'm really looking at, and then still things like Shen may be coming in later.
I'm wondering about Ivern as well, because we are getting down to a little bit lower in the jungle pool. It is a Malzahar ban. Unicorns of Love looking towards that Galleon.
Wow,
Lock it in straight away. No Ivern, no Thresh. Totally upsetting our predictions.
Okay, I mean, I guess because of the Blitzcrank success from the last game, they're okay giving away Thresh to Dreams and then taking that Blitzcrank once again. But if they don't take it in the first phase, we would expect Mysterious Monkeys to remove it in the second phase. Galio obviously is a flex pick. It's actually triple flex, support, mid, and top lane, so he's a very safe first pick. Still, I like Thresh for Hylissang, and if he doesn't get his Blitzcrank, then obviously a little bit of the pick potential might be gone.
Definitely could be the case. We're going to see Thresh and Twitch here for Yuki. So Thresh, once again on Dreams, he had a few good plays in the last game. Not sure how I feel about Yuki on Twitch. It's not his style of champion.
No, but that's the thing. So he did this same thing last week, and I'm very split on Twitch as a champion. Now, Blitzcrank, we mentioned him. If they don't pick him now, should get banned away. So it might be just Unicorns of Love saying we don't even need it. We can just play solo stuff. This is a normal pick against Thresh. But back to the Twitch. So often, I see teams just take the Twitch and feel like, yeah, this is the best available way to carry for us. If you have a Zen or a Reckless, or in this case, like a Samax, who is just better than the opponent, fine, you can go Twitch. If you are not the strongest 2v2 lane, then Twitch is so risky, so hard to execute. What's wrong with Varus, Caitlyn, Ashe?
Apparently a lot of things, because Mysterious Monkeys don't want it.
In the LCK, Varus and Ashe are picked in almost every single game. For a reason. They're so safe, they're so good, and if you are not the strongest duo lane, you don't have to take such a hard champion to play in lane.
Well, we are going to see the Lee Sin here for Llama Bear. No jungler yet for the Unicorns of Love, and their pool is going to get squeezed even more with the Ivern ban coming from the Mysterious Monkeys. We're getting down to the Graves here. We're getting down to perhaps the Warwick as well from Xerxes.
I was looking at Xerxes' solo queue account, the main account, obviously, and I saw some of the new junglers in there. There was some Rek'Sai, there was some Kindred as well, but testing them in solo queue does not mean you feel they're ready for the LCS stage. No one else has picked them so far.
Did you watch the last game though, Deficia? Because that was very solo queue-esque.
Oh, they also found it. They also looked at that solo queue account and they saw Kindred.
Graves, Rek'Sai, anything else that you think might be there?
I mean, Graves is most likely the choice, but again, when it is Xerxes and we go this far down the tier list, there are just so many things to pick. Kha'Zix is banned away. TF jungle, maybe.
Bring it back.
It is funny though, because basically this is the way I noticed Xerxes played Kindred, was because I just went to pro builds, I just typed in Kindred to see what people were building on it, and it was just like Xerxes, like all the way down. Clearly Unlimited did exactly the same thing.
Llama Bear got it in a solo queue match at one point. She's like, oh yeah, I'll play it, it'll be fine.
Just ban it.
Pro builds, get rid of it. It's going to be
good scouting, though. Good scouting. Yeah. Good scouting.
It's what you need to do, and this is Mysterious Monkeys showing that they are doing what they need to do in the background. They're starting to set up these strategies and these focuses against the enemy teams. It's a Jarvan for them. Usually goes up towards that top side, and it's going to be a Syndra for the Unicorns. They're looking towards their jungler next as well.
Come on, give us something new and fancy, Xerxes. Not the Rek'Sai. Ooh, that works too. I'm fine with this one as well. This one? Yeah, I'm okay. When you play against a team that relies on skirmishing and early fighting, Warwick is really good there.
And it's actually a little bit of a struggle for me if he is going to lock in this Warwick, which he does. Because in England, there's a place called Warwick.
Warwick.
And it's spelled exactly the same. So I'm going to get that name wrong a few times this
game. I never expected to have this conversation again on air, but D-Man and Joe, back when I started casting in 2014, they would always bring it up when Darian would pick Warwick up in the top lane, with long discussions about how to pronounce the name.
It's not my fault that the Americans pronounce things incorrectly. Now, Mysterious Monkeys are going to get a Katarina, CosQ.
If we didn't start talking about Warwick, I was going to bring up being like, there is one champion we never see anymore, but used to be picked against Syndra. And CosQ played it, Katarina. You guys got to believe me. I was going to bring it up and be like, I wonder if he's crazy enough to do it after they've already gone down a game. And the answer is he's crazy enough.
I was going to...
of course, yes, you would of course have predicted the whole thing, but this is a CosQ special. That's why he's the only player right now where I would even mention it. Simply because in solo queue, he's found so much success, and also promotion tournament, challenger. Like, CosQ's always been a Katarina player. It is still a tough matchup to play. Katarina is not as strong as she used to be. And there's so many ways you can also shut her down through, let's say, a Galio AoE taunt, Braum, knock-up. You know, I'm finding ways here. Warwick ulti kind of works as well.
Caitlyn traps.
Caitlyn traps. Is there a stun on Syndra as well? I mean, there's a lot of ways for Unicorns to deal with this Katarina, but one mistake in a fight and she tends to get quite a few kills.
Well, make sure you guys get involved on Twitter. If you think Unicorns of Love are going to stampede over the Mysterious Monkeys, tweet at us with hashtag UOLWin. And if you think the Mysterious Monkeys will even out the series, it's hashtag MMWin. This Katarina from CosQ, he played it against Schalke as well when they were on their undefeated spree. Mysterious Monkeys won that game then. Let's see what's going to happen today. Admissions are open at the EU Zoo. Can the Unicorns take this series 2-0?
Got some interesting animals in here today. I'll definitely go see a werewolf if there was one in the zoo in Berlin.
We've got a wolf, we've got a rat.
Yeah, you don't really go to a zoo to look at a rat. That's kind of weird.
I would if the rat could go invisible, though.
And it was this big. I probably would as well. Yep. I probably would as well show up.
How much focus is going to be on that rat, though, for Mysterious Monkeys? Because Yuki this bot lane has consistently been a carry for them.
I'm just going to say not a whole lot needs to be on Yuki. Because you have Katarina mid lane. That is the snowball champion you want to play around. And also Jarvan top. There's nothing to pull him over the wall. There's no Blitzcrank this time. Braum is still good level 1 champion. Nothing else. But Jarvan also, we have to remember, is also a champion that benefits so well from getting ahead early on and then being a strong skirmish pick. Like TP away, roam away, your ulti is fantastic against things like Syndra. So many champions on the side of Mysterious Monkeys can actually take over the game.
But
I just need to see it from the players.
That's the thing. They can get a few kills. When we saw them jumping onto Vizichachi, trying to look for the kill, Llama actually missed the Q there, I believe, off towards the side. I may be wrong, it could have been Jisoo's Q. That is Busy. Yeah, it's Busy's forced back as minions are spawning here. Actually forced back even further by Jisoo.
All right, so good start this time from Jisoo. Last time he went down 0-3 very quickly in his lane. Now he's looking to actually win the lane this time around. Jarvan is a pick we've seen a lot. Started over in the LCK and now almost every other region has picked it up.
Why? Why is Jarvan so big these days?
Because, so, the thing about Jarvan is, first of all, a lot of the physical damage items that bruisers build are so good at the moment. Like, there are so many choices, like Guardian Angel suddenly gives you AD as well, which means as a bruiser in the late game, that item is huge for you. Not only for the effect that Guardian Angel brings, but also the extra attack damage. But then you also need to look at how strong his ulti is against a lot of these low mobility targets in the meta. Like when you play against an Ashe or a Varus and you play Jarvan, you love it. It's the best thing in the world because if they don't have flash, you're just gonna dunk them and kill them instantly. So Jarvan in the mid game just has so many options in terms of how he wants to play and snowball the game, which is why we so often see the Jarvan top laners really take over.
It's an Infernal Dragon.
Oh, we might get a Drake.
Yeah, exactly. That actually had a great stat from our stats guys in the break. That was only the second game in 2017 in EU where we haven't had a Drake taken at all. The first game, Unicorns of Love versus Origin, last split, and it was a Cloud Drake then as well.
What a surprise.
You tell me that Cloud Drakes are good, and then we have games when it's just left off the map the entire time.
Yeah, we don't really care about Cloud Drakes in Europe. I feel like all the casters, we went on quite a little weird rampage against them, and all the players seem to join in very quickly and say, we don't actually care about the Drake. Koskyu, though, looking straight. Notice how Exile, instead of just walking back to his tower, he's sidestepping to get away from the daggers, because that's really where all the damage early game comes from. So it is better to actually step to the side and avoid a dagger than go straight back to tower. Chachi, though.
We've seen this story before, and actually Xerxes on his way. Has the blast going to jump over? Jisoo with the chase, maybe an overextension. He goes in for the kill, gets the knockup.
Oh, baby!
Jisoo with first blood. Xerxes on the chase, but here's Koskyu looking to see perhaps if he can save his top laner. Xerxes, Jaws of the Beast, jump down on Jisoo, 1-for-1 in the top lane.
Jisoo never stops. When he goes for that kill, he goes all in, even knowing that the Warwick actually showed up right in front of him. Did not care. He got the first blood. Side to frame, he gave away an assist and a kill. So obviously there you have the little problem.
However, he has got teleport, and Chachi has no teleport because he had to teleport at level 1 to get back to the lane.
I actually want to see if Xerxes ganks him again on top side now because he's in the jungle. This is the trade now. Jarvan obviously very easy against melee champions to close the gap and get onto them. Problem is
You're saying the gap's closing, Diffish?
The gap between Jisoo and Chachi. Nah, actually no, that's not closing either. That's Europe and Korea. But Jisoo is looking for at least the first blood. He got it. So this is a classic kind of game we see where, in this case, Chachi is SKT and Jisoo can be G2. You get a few kills, you feel confident, you know, you go all in for it, but then you realize in the end you actually end up losing more.
Llama Bear was spotted on a ward here. Looks like Xerxes put that one down as we were watching the replay. So Chachi knows that this Lee Sin is up towards the top side.
He's no ward down, so while he did see him, now you actually don't know, did he leave? Is he still sitting there? You know, when can I start playing aggressive? You can see Chachi is actually walking back. If you look at the minimap, just respecting that he never really saw Llama Bear leave until now he sees him on that Raptor ward and he knows he can once again play normal in his lane. Xerxes, he's bot lane.
Running down towards Dreams and Yuki. There's the Dark Passage. Xerxes looking for it. Doesn't have 6. Will get the fear off. Dreams has to flash, and the heal is used. The hook gonna land onto Hylissang. That's not the target that the monkeys wanted. They do escape with the gank, but they burn some summoners to do it.
And this is really how you can gank early on as Warwick. Typically you want level 6, but it's all about dashing in, get the fear. See the Flay not working from Dreams against it. And therefore Xerxes at least got some pressure in the bottom lane. Heal used, flash used from the Thresh. Koskyu farming in mid lane. It's a tough lane early, and he jumps in without any dagger right there. And Exile actually will win that trade back. So not the greatest play from Koskyu to actually step in without any daggers on the ground to deal some damage.
Koskyu has gone for the cleanse here as well as the summon on the Katarina. Sometimes we see the teleport, sometimes we see an ignite, something more aggressive. Even the exhaust I've seen at times from Koskyu.
Sure.
The cleanse here gets him away from Xerxes, gets him out of the taunt. He's going to get an unleashed power to the face and just about survives.
We have to remember the cleanse will not help him against Xerxes' ulti. Yeah. That is a suppression. You can't cleanse out of it if you are Koskyu. And that is why Xerxes can look level 6, or sorry, look mid at level 6. Pretty easy setup with stun Syndra, fly in as Warwick, and then suddenly Cosq will go down. And that's what you want to do when you play against Katarina. Like, never let her just freeform. Like, never let her get to the late game stage where her damage is so explosive. And that little mistake in a fight, AD carry is dead, mid lane is dead, and suddenly you actually lose the fight.
A lot slower game here between the Monkeys and
what's
the
happening?
Unicorns.
Can someone tower dive?
They've run out of energy slightly. They haven't got the Shen. They haven't got 6 on Chachi up towards that top lane.
No Blitzcrank.
No Blitzcrank. No ability to hook people in. It's a 500 gold lead for the Unicorns. Only 7 minutes in. I love the way I say it's a much slower early game. We've already had 2 kills and we're 6 minutes in. This is much quicker than a lot of the games we see.
Yeah, now you see Unicorns of Love sending their dual lane to the top side against Jisoo and Mysterious Monkeys here, trying to see maybe with the early recall, because you can actually see how Twitch is still sitting in his lane bot lane, and he's going to recall now. This means there's a massive tempo advantage for Unicorns of Love on this swap. They'll get to this tier 1 tower much faster and actually start pushing it down. And if you are Mysterious Monkeys, you might have to just try and go top and match this lane swap here and just stop them from actually killing the tower, because you're not going to make it down in bot lane in time to take a tower yourself.
Looks like that's what they're going to do. Jisoo is still up towards the top here. Dream's there as well. Llama's on his way, as is
they're all coming
Q.
Oh, they're trying to trap them, actually.
This might be dangerous for the Unicorns. They do have a control ward. Hylissang's going to step forward.
And also, they should have been able to call miss from mid lane here. Cosq leaving at this point. They kind of know he can only go top lane. Why would he ever go bot lane now?
The difficulty is as well, if you play up towards this top side as Mysterious Monkeys, you lose an Inferno. Like, Xerxes can take that so easily by himself at this point.
And that's why what Unicorns can do now, because they have to push in the 2v2 lane, they can actually push out the top lane, recall again, and just swap to the bottom lane and say, fine, if you want to be top, well, then we push out and go bot. Either they take Infernal Drake or they try and rush down first tower. Typically, you want to get the tower first, then the Drake, because the gold is more valuable than the 8% scaling early on.
Hylissang's going to step forward towards Dreams, just trying to clear out these wards. Dreams at a slight level disadvantage, but Yuki has the extra experience from that lane. Llama Bear looking towards mid, going to catch out Exile. Flash kick back. Cosq with the Death Lotus. Exile with the knockback. Here's Jisoo, and there comes the slam dunk. Exile down. Another kill for Jisoo.
I'm pretty sure Exile was looking towards the top lane right there, because he just kept walking even after he saw Llama Bear jump over that wall and even connect onto him. Obviously, with the control wall, there's no vision in the brush, but still, Exile could not react in time. Instantly just goes down, and Jisoo is fighting down the bottom lane, but it's not really a fight.
Yeah, it's not really a fight. Llama Bear, impactful there early on this Lee Sin. Good flash kick mechanics. It's been around in the scene for a while, although never really had the chance to make his name or step up. Played for Misfits for a while, played for Misfits Academy for a while, had to take last split out, unfortunately, but now is back and will be looking to prove himself on the Mysterious Monkeys.
Yeah, a lot of players, a lot of people might remember him from the series against Origin in the promotion tournament that Misfits played, where they lost, a bit surprising for a lot of people. And then, of course, Misfits beat Schalke in that last promo game. This is about almost a year ago now. Let's see, fight here.
Xerxes on his way, does have the ult, but here are 3 members of the Monkeys, all taunted up. Cosq does have Death Loader's backup, going to pop it. Vizzy and Xerxes will escape.
Very hard to take down Vizichachi. Flash down though, and the cool thing here is now Jisoo with his ulti. He can go mid lane against Exile. Oh, Cosq.
Cosq doesn't have ult, will jump forward. Exile looking for the unleashed power, taking a bad trade, but gets the spears down.
But still, we really want to see Jisoo now use this advantage. Xerxes finding Llama Bear.
Every time you try and talk to Vicious, something else goes on. Xerxes has the infinite duress. If he can land it onto Llama Bear, jumps forward, gets the knockback. There's the suppression, and there's a dead Lee Sin.
Warwick is such a strong 1v1 champion. A lot of junglers in the UOLCS, they say if there's one champion they don't want to face out in the river with no backup, it's Warwick, because his damage is great, and the fact that he can just chase you down and land that ulti towards the end means that it's hard to get away. Hylissang is looking for Dreams to maybe see if he can force a flash.
We'll get the concussive blows off. There's the flash. Actually still gets the stun, and Samax can put down a trap. Dreams doesn't quite eat up the cupcake. Manages to escape. Xerxes, no ultimate, but they can just go for the dive. Shielded Grand, flashed away, jump back in, trying to lock UOL underneath the tower. Chachi there, though. Grand entrance jumps down. Another kill for the Unicorn.
Resets the tower actor right there, and suddenly Jisoo, the man who was looking to make plays against no flash on Syndra, no flash on Galio, so you could maybe push in bot, go mid, kill Exile, get Cosq rolling. Well, instead, Unicorns of Love just picked up 2 kills, and Xerxes, the man behind both the kills.
Playing incredibly well. Let's have a look at this again. Xerxes onto Llama Bear.
Yeah, so you can't win this trade here if you are Llama Bear, because it's also Xerxes getting the jump, and you're trying to run away, but there's a fear landing, and as soon as you're this low, you know he's just gonna ult you, and there's nothing you can do to actually get out. And this stops now Jisoo from making a play. Mid lane, Yuki roaming in.
Yuki there, flashes forward, gets the knockback. Cosq, unleash power, not enough. Another kill for the Monkeys.
That's why we kept talking about Cosq and Katarina, because it's about getting him fed. It's not about, you know, feeding Yuki, feeding Jisoo. Go mid lane, Jarvan go mid, Twitch go mid, Thresh go mid. Just see if you can get some kills on Cosq. They did only get an assist here, but they'll take it for sure.
You'll take whatever you can get. 10 or 12 minutes in now, the gold pretty much even compared to last game. Yes, last game it was a 4,000 gold lead for the Unicorns. Now, only 1,000 in advantage for them. We're starting to see some items picked up as well as Cosq goes Hex Drinker first on this Katarina. Works very well into the Syndra, of course, that magic damage shield against the Unleashed Power.
And now we get a game that kind of fits that graphic we showed last game, where Mysterious Monkeys are keeping even for the first 10 to 15 minutes, and the same for Unicorns of Love. But then Mysterious Monkeys, when the make-game decisions kick in, that's where they can start falling behind. Here's the graphic once again, just as we talk about it. And that's where Unicorns of Love normally just spike and get really far ahead. So we might see exactly the same thing, because you have ulti on Xerxes now. You're gonna basically have a champion that says, if I find a target, we're gonna kill that target and utilize that to then get a Rift Hill, get a tower, get further ahead. Mysterious Monkeys, they can't fall further behind now, because then Unicorns of Love will just run away with the game.
So if you're the Mysterious Monkeys, what are you doing then? What's your game plan here? How do you stop Unicorns from just accelerating with this infinite duress combo with the Galio?
Well, once again, we talked about Jisoo on Jarvan maybe going mid against Exile. Sadly, Exile's flash is soon ready. That makes it a little bit harder to execute that combo. But then if you are Mysterious Monkeys, you need to try and see if you can then maybe roam Cosq out of mid lane, get him to bot lane to join a fight. Unicorns of Love, they know this, that's why they're looking to force a play here.
Illisan going for the chase, Glacial Fisher comes down. They were looking for the stun on Dreams, no flash on him, but he can just run away with the box, puts down the threshold, and stops the Unicorns in their track. Jisoo going aggressive onto Chachi, up towards the top side once again.
Yeah, because again, as we see here, Mysterious Monkeys, they were looking towards the bottom lane. They want to find that 3v3, 4v4 fight where Cosq can use the team fighting power of Katarina, because if they just keep standard lanes, and it's 1v1, 2v2, that's where Warwick shines. That's where Warwick will find the one guy and kill him. The cleanse will not help Cosq. We look at Xerxes, he's level 9 already, red buff is ready, and the fact that Mysterious Monkeys did not find a fight might actually hurt them a lot.
Mysterious Monkeys, of course, got the Infernal Drake earlier on. They are playing around Cosq, a player who has forever been on the cusp of the LCS. Played in almost every Challenger Series playoff tournament to try and get into the LCS, and now...
But this is a bad thing.
It's a very bad thing. Xerxes there, shielded Durand, gonna get onto Jisoo, gets the taunt, there's the knockup. They're just gonna keep him CC'd for days. Jisoo trading back, and he can actually catch onto Xerxes, but here's the hero's entrance, the suppression, the knockdown, the slam dunk once again, but they're not gonna go down without a fight. Exile manages to flash and knock back Cosq.
This is exactly the play we're looking for. Llama Bear!
She can't quite land it to Xerxes. Dreams here. Lands the taunt. Llama looking for this red buff proc. Just needs a slow. Just needs anything onto Xerxes. Can't get it, but Cosq can! In the mid lane. Action all over the map.
So we got that play top lane with Xerxes moving around. We get first tower bot lane from Samax, and also another roam from Yuki towards the mid lane to try and get more kills over to Cosq. So we see fights in every single lane right now. Mysterious Monkeys, because they force Unicorn's topside back and get a kill mid, starting off that Rift Hill, so actually responding pretty well here.
This is what we wanted to see from them. We wanted to see them be able to adapt and actually play around the map when they're losing in other roles.
Sadly for Mysterious Monkeys though, just like in the H2K series, they keep evening in kills, but the tower falls. And they're not really close to taking down a tower on their own. Mid lane tower is only down to about 75% HP. Top lane, bot lane, almost untouched at this point. So you see the goal difference in favor of Unicorns of Love, despite it being 4-4 in kills.
Getting first tower, getting a bit of CS advantage as well. 40 on the Galio over that Jarvan in the top lane. Let's have a look at Cosq and Yuki in the mid lane.
Yeah, I think Exile plays this well at first, staying alive, but then stops recalling because of the poison multiple times, and then decides to stay. That is just so greedy against the Katarina.
You'd be so frustrated though, because he made the right decision.
At first.
Then it's the dot is like, oh no, just stay. It's fine. It's only a couple of minions.
Yeah, it's only these two guys, around the mid lane, this Katarina with, this little jump that can kind of close the gap pretty easily, and then suddenly Cosq gets a free kill against you. So Exile will not be happy going down there. Was under pressure in the first game. Same in this one. They're trying again.
The ambush, trying to get out from Yuki. They've still got Rift Herald here, of course, on towards Llama Bear as well. Do have 4 minutes to use that. They can take their time and work out where they want to use it. I'm interested in the bot lane here because Jisoo is there by himself, as is Samux, but he's going to TP up top, so Samux is not going to be surprised by the job.
Ooh, so TP down now simply due to a poor lane assignment. Jisoo being bottom side. I mean, like, why am I here? Actually, I should be top lane right now against Chachi, and then suddenly he ends up using a massive global. So not only is there Chachi's ulti, there's also his TP to join his team. Jisoo's stuck top lane. Llama Bear's on his way. Chachi will spot them, but there's still a tower to help them out.
There's a Cataclysm. Chachi has to flash away. Llama Bear was waiting in the wings.
I really like, though, that Llama Bear goes top here, because you want to push Chachi to his tower, so you unleash Jisoo. They even use Rift Herald on top lane right now to try and get that turret down.
Infernal Drake's coming in 30 seconds. They might think we need to do something top, because otherwise we're going to lose that Infernal Drake with the time that Llama Bear's investing. Rift Herald jumped in.
No, that was not good.
And it was better than we've seen from them before. That's what I'm going to give them here.
A few problems right there. First of all, Chachi as Galio brings a ton of wave clears. You already killed the entire wave by the time you spawned the Rift Herald. Now you see Samux's stats from earlier. He might get some more kills in this fight.
Looking for them, yet to be involved thus far. Glacial Fisher comes down, the stun. Here's Cosq jumps in, exhausted straight away. Unicorns still on the front foot. The hook though onto Hillisang. The hero's entrance will keep him alive. He almost dies to the tower. Just about survives. This was a 4v5. Yuki not involved at all in that fight. And now Mysterious Monkeys are going to turn their eyes to the Infernal Drake. This would be their second.
And this is why we talked about Mysterious Monkeys finding the team fights with the Katarina. They actually managed to send Jisoo to mid lane after they made some plays top, and they found an opening, and you see how explosive it is. Xerxes didn't even get to use ulti in the fight, didn't actually get to see where he was placed when the fight broke out. But the fact that Cosq found his way to the backline, dealt enough damage, and then actually survived is a good sign for Mysterious Monkeys.
I think a really good sign for them as well is that exhaust coming out from Hillisang. They've only got one on the side of Unicorns of Love. Often, if you're playing into a Katarina, you see your mid laner take one as well. Here, you've got both Yuki and Cosq who can put out a lot of damage in a very short period of time. So even if the exhaust goes onto the Katarina, Yuki's in a good enough spot that he can shred an enemy team.
Definitely true. Always got to respect things like Twitch in these fights, and always a hard thing when you play against multiple carries. You're all just talking about, yeah, kill Katarina, kill Katarina. Oh, that AD carry is still there, actually killing us as well. But if you're also Exile, like you're 1-3, it's not great. It's been a tough game for you. You know, you've been ganked multiple times by Twitch in the mid lane, but his build is still spiking very hard early on because of so much flat penetration, which means his damage is definitely very, very high, despite him being 1-3, and that's something you also need to respect in a fight. Samux,
the Predators wait in the bush for their prey. It's definitely Azu, the knockback into the Cataclysm. Samux, though, somehow escapes, and he'll survive. Hillisang now taking the brunt of the damage from the Mysterious Monkeys. And he will keep himself alive as well.
They are so low. Now Xerxes is looking for a play top lane.
Llama's going to come down towards him. Xerxes there. Yuki's on, waiting in the wings. Mysterious Monkeys.
Cosq's not here.
Away.
Yeah, Cosq's too far away. Probably expected to just burst down Samux instantly with both ultis from Llama Bear and Jisoo. And now Cosq, confident in this lane. Gunblade is ready. Hexdrinker as well. Like, he's not afraid of Exile. And that means Exile can't really sit in this lane 1v1. He has to always just step really far back. Otherwise, Cosq just jumps him. Once again, Mysterious Monkeys looking for that tower top.
But Xerxes there to defend it, and he's got Tiamat, he's got the Doom's Fist, he's got the Skirmish's Saber built up as well. It's very difficult to fight into a Warwick at this point.
It is, but we have to remember, in a full-on team fight, Warwick is a weak pick. If he can find targets like this, he's great.
Looking for Llama Bear. Dreams is there with the Dark Passage if he needs to get away. Yuki, the Infinite Dress lands onto Dreams. Here's the hero's entrance as well. Galio's going to join the fight. Chachi here. There's the heal, but Dreams cannot survive. Now, the Mysterious Monkeys look to see if they can turn it around because Cosq's on his way. Chachi tanks up the tower. Cosq, waiting in the wings, cannot connect.
No, he can't join because all the damage was on to the front line of Unicorns of Love. Jisoo bot lane, trying to take down this tower in time. He will get it. TP will then be ready as well, so will be some good seconds here for Jisoo. Secure tower. make a big play with teleport. Like, we're all picturing it right now. We're all seeing the big play in front of us.
In my mind's eye, and I can see Exile getting shredded, but he just gets God. Minions for the win.
Oh, Koskyu's cleanse a few seconds from being ready. Could have changed the whole fight right there, but a nice stun from Exile. On the tower, Koskyu ended up taking some shots from it. We just talked about how Koskyu looking to just jump Exile again and again and again. He's doing it. Every single time we look in mid, it's Koskyu jumping onto Exile. I see something top. Jesus TP, remember? The golden moments.
He's come in with the TP, Dreams with the double play. Llama there trying to get onto the lantern, but he's clearing minions instead. Yuki knocked up, but Samix goes down, and now Hillesang just trying to do what he can. Can't do much into 4 members.
And don't say we didn't talk about Jisoo. And the next few seconds for him, how he's gonna take that tower for his team, be the hero.
You're a prediction god, Deficio.
Go top lane.
To the prophet.
Go top lane right there. Right now they are praising Jisoo for his place on Jarvan. And the fact that he's actually able to get kills is so important because he's so far down in farm. Like, he really needs to get gold somewhere, and now he's getting also a tower. Well, Yuki's getting it, but fine, let's just give it to Jisoo.
Second tower of the game for the Mysterious Monkeys. That means
Xerxes is top again. Chachi's ulti's ready.
Here's the hero's entrance suppression onto Dreams. That's another kill for Xerxes, and he just keeps picking people off like this.
It's the same combo, you know. Xerxes goes in, he's tanky enough to survive early, and then we see mid lane fights.
Exile has nowhere to go. It's too easy for the Mysterious Monkeys, and we're seeing trades from them, something we weren't seeing before.
Well, this is what we saw last game at minute 2.
Yes, yes.
Now we're getting it at 22 minutes into the game, where both teams are starting to fight a lot more.
I think you have to give them credit, though, because at 20 minutes in the last game, Unicorns of Love was 6,000 gold ahead. Here it's 3,000 or a little bit more, and Mysterious Monkeys are playing around it. Their macro's been better. They have equal towers. They've got 2 Infernals in their back pocket as well. They got the Rift Herald even if they didn't do much with it. And now they're looking for a kill onto Chachi. The rest of Unicorns of Love are on their way, though. Xerxes once again running in with the Blood Scent, with the Primal Howl, perhaps looking for a fit.
Oh, Chachi, that's on the tower.
There is the Shield of Duran. We'll get the taunt, but it's only onto Dreams, and now Chachi has the flash from the hook, but you
Why?
Flash from Koskyu.
Guys, Exile is in base. I'm not sure what Chachi was trying to do right there. Enemy tower is still alive, and you don't know where the rest of the team is. Very greedy play. Baron is alive, by the way. We just talked about almost even in gold, double Infernal break from Mysterious Monkeys, and we have talked about the Twitch and the Katarina so often in this cast. In team fights, the Mysterious Monkeys composition is extremely good, because you have things like Jarvan to engage with Lee Sin, and then you have double carries where both of them need to die instantly, but you can't kill both instantly. Xerxes' value is in 1v1s, 2v2s, not in 5-on-5 team fights. It's so hard to play Warwick there. This is just, yeah, I don't know, Medic.
It's just
You're a doctor, tell me what happened.
Well, the prognosis is bleak here. It's called asystole, also known as when your heart just stops beating. The Chachi Unicorns have started up the Baron themselves, perhaps looking to restart that heart. They need a defibrillator to do it, though. Yuki is not there. Unicorns will back away. Cleanses, exhaust comes down, will jump away as well. Chachi's fighting off towards the bottom side of this. There's a hero's entrance to get him away. They're going to dive Koskyu under the tower, and Koskyu will fall. Meanwhile, Mysterious Monkeys go mid. Yeah, so they get the first mid lane tower right now. Might be trying to get something more. The problem is there's a big wave bot lane they got to deal with. Unicorns of Love started that Baron and they said, you know what, if they show up, we're going to fight them. So good call from Unicorns. Also getting a top lane tower, and Koskyu used Cleanse. Important for a fight, because if he jumps into a fight and he waits with his ulti, because he knows he's going to get CC'd and then cleanses and ultis after, that could be huge for him. Not possible now that it's on cooldown. I want to jump all the way back to pre-picks and bans after this replay.
Okay, let's see. So they start the Baron, they know, okay, if the enemy shows up, we're going to just disengage instantly. And when they see Koskyu and he even steps on a trap, late cleanse coming in after most of the trap had actually already expired on him. Koskyu ends up going down. Nice ulti from Xerxes, and they just end up trading towers right after. So small little win here for Unicorns a lot.
Jumping back to all the way before picks and bans, we saw Mysterious Monkeys take a long time to get out on the stage, and we were debating, you know, is their morale just gone? Are they shot? Are they just going to lose this game? Are they not going to be able to stand up to the Unicorns? Well, thus far they've done a pretty good job of standing up to the stampede coming out from the Unicorns of Love.
Yeah, definitely agree. Much slower early game benefited Mysterious Monkeys. They didn't have to make as many quick decisions as we saw in the first game, where it actually cost them so much against the Unicorns of Love. Playing this style definitely seemed to favor them more. where it doesn't need to be all-in fighting from level 1. And it's a good note for the Mysterious Monkeys for future games, that if you actually have a little bit of a slower game, because I know when you casted in Challenger, Mysterious Monkeys were often looking towards late game as well.
Longest game time on average of all of the teams in Challenger, and they loved those late game fights around objectives. Jisoo will jump away from Xerxes. Game slowed down once again. Let's have a quick look across items. Anything interesting popping up to you here, Deficio? Looks pretty clear across the board. There is a QSS now on towards Yuki as well, and it looks like Coscu might be going towards a Leandri's Torment of his own.
Yeah, no massive surprises. A static shift onto Caitlyn. Obviously, Hurricane no longer works with Caitlyn and her passive with the headshot, so you won't see that item anymore on her. I like to see either Rapid Fire or PD over Static Shift. I don't think Static Shift is that great of an item, because you don't need more specific wave clear. I think the PD damage reduction is always good, and I think the extra range on Rapid Fire against things like Jarvan and things like Twitch ulti is fantastic.
You can, of course, build both, because it synergizes quite well together. You get that extra energization. They're going to get Hylissang out, though, and he's just caught by Llama Bear. Just behind the rest of his team. Jisoo's going to chase onto Chachi in the bot lane, and Chachi has no tower here. Jisoo can just continue to pound down. Cataclysm jumps on towards him, and Chachi just has nowhere to go. Puts the shield down, but he's just standing still trying to distract. Jisoo he jumps away to Xerxes, but the Baron's been started here by the Mysterious Monkeys. They know the play they want to make. Jisoo has TP.
Yeah, this is really good for Mysterious Monkeys. Hylissang getting caught in that river, really costing Unicorns love. They actually disengage instantly. That was too early.
That was way too early. Flash Flay from Dreams. He pulls a yellow star. He just can't connect. But the suppression comes out, and actually, they are going to get onto Xerxes. They'll shut him down. Now Mysterious Monkeys have the jungler. They'll turn their eyes back towards the Baron.
But now 4 members alive from Unicorns of Love, all running to that Baron here. A lot of summoners available, both on Exile and Samax. They're going to try and stop it. Llama Bear's fairly low.
Unleashed power is there, but Coscu's looking for the flank. They don't know he's
sneaky
there. Ward has been expired. He waits in the bush for his prey.
He wants Exile.
Back away.
Look at Exile. He's low.
Samick chase up towards the side. Coscu jumps in, exhaust comes down. Dreams forward. Jisoo there as well. Exile will fall down to Coscu if he can get him. He just can't do it though. The heal comes out. Exile gets Coscu, and up towards the side. Yuki only kills Hylissang. 2-for-1 trade in favor of the Unicorn.
Yeah, it looked so good for the Mysterious Monkeys earlier, but they disengaged from that Baron almost instantly. Too fast. They could have waited much longer. Maybe taken down the Baron, or at least force Unicorns to fight in the actual river. But they disengaged. Unicorns so love. They got Chachi back to base. This is actually the fight after. So Coscu, nice position, but instant exhaust, and then they try and kill Exile. Samax joins in, and Coscu, after using every single ability, there's nothing left in the tank.
The heal coming out from Samax as well. He's been very quiet this game on this Caitlyn, but he's there when it matters.
Jisoo's behind them, though.
Jisoo's teleported in behind them. The rest of Mysterious Monkeys not there. Exile, no flash. Llama Bear gonna look towards this. Hylissang not there, of course. Llama Bear chucks out the Q. Hylissang on his way. Unicorns down to 2,000 HP. They're going for the
nice!
Jisoo, but Llama can look for the steal. The root comes down. Exile's dead. Jisoo gets one. Are the Unicorns going to go back on towards the Baron? That's the question, because Llama Bear is still waiting. Dreams off towards the side as well. The flash, taunt, they're going to try and burst it, and they do get it down. Unicorns secure the Baron and are able to get away as well. Samax being chased down by Coscu. Coscu might look for this. He likes
he wants it so badly.
He can taste it. He's ready. He wants dessert. He jumps in. There is the Death Lotus fleeing away. Has to jump across with the cleanse as well. And actually the Unicorns might go back in. Look at the spray and pray though. Yuki just demolishes the front line. And Xerxes is going to chase onto him. Dreams there. Coscu gets the kill. Xerxes will get one in response. But now Chachi has nowhere to go. He's stuck between a rock and a monkey. And the monkeys are just nomming down on towards him. Eventually he'll fall here. There's no escape for the Galio. Tries to jump away in. Llama Bear gets the kill, and Mysterious Monkeys clean up at the Baron.
Yeah, they just completely wiped out Unicorns of Love, and so many fights happening just left and right during that one Baron play. All starting with Jisoo coming in, no flash on the carries of Unicorns of Love, but this super nice pushback here from Exile stopped Jisoo from getting onto him straight away, but then obviously he will die right after. You can't really get out as a Syndra here. And then this Baron play is great from Chachi, flashing out, stopping Llama Bear from actually going into the Baron pit. That means it's a smite from Xerxes. Problem now is if you're running away as Unicorns of Love, well, you're running towards the top lane with no tower. There's a Katarina chasing you. There's also Twitch. Remember, guys, there are 2 carries you need to kill on Mysterious Monkey. So when it's all about Coscu first, Then Yuki opens up out of nowhere. Tons of damage coming down. Nice flash. Samuks dies instantly. And the fight is just wide open.
Just all over the place. Mysterious Monkeys obviously cleaned up at the end. Xerxes did a good job to take down Yuki. And then Chachi is just he's a stone plate gargoyle.
Yeah,
takes a long time to knock down.
Nothing you can do here then as the tank left. Suddenly, losing that Baron doesn't really matter a whole lot when you get an ace right after.
It's still something the Mysterious Monkeys would have wanted to secure.
Of course, you always want the Baron. But if you have to give the enemy a Baron and you can then get 5 kills, I kind of take that trade as well.
I think I'd take it as well. Unicorns of Love here. Only 2,000 gold ahead of the Mysterious Monkeys, 30 minutes in.
And you mentioned earlier, Medic, the AD carry choices here. Static Shift, Rapid Fire Cannon together. Now, while there's some synergy, they also don't 100% function that well, because when you actually shoot at the extra range Rapid Fire Cannon, it does proc the Static Shift, but it doesn't proc the extra damage from the Rapid Fire. But what Rapid Fire will give you is more energy per shot to get obviously more Static Shift procs. Basically, if you just stand still and auto attack with both items now, when you get the bonus from Rapid Fire, it goes 15, 30, 35, and then all the way up. So it's 7 auto attacks you need if you're just standing still. Where before, if it's just a Static Shift or Rapid Fire, sorry, if it's just Static Shift, you need 9 auto attacks. So it's a little bit faster, you get a few more Static Shift procs, but the Rapid Fire doesn't fully work with it.
Samuks does have that Guardian Angel as well alongside that, the new icon coming into it.
Yeah, I love that. I don't see that very often on AD carries right now, but when you're against the Katarina and Jarvan that just wants to burst you down, I think that's actually a very good choice, because the long fights should be good for Unicorns of Love. The instant engages into killing a member, that's Mysterious Monkeys.
This is the point that the Monkeys thrive though. Mountain Drake is there, Coscu won't be able to steal that one away. He is going to jump onto Xerxes. Mysterious Monkeys looking for the chaser. Unicorns are waiting around in that tri-bush. Will not go for the engage just quite yet.
Makes me very happy though to see one of the teams. Oh, actually, never mind, talk about it after. Never mind, we can talk about it now.
Yeah, go ahead.
Thank you.
Go ahead, Fisher.
It's really cool to see one of the teams that a lot of people expect to be a clear bottom team in the UOLCS really play well in a game like this and really challenge one of the top teams in Europe, because we didn't see that in the spring. We saw bottom teams that would just lose and lose and lose, and it would get a little bit boring after some time to see a lot of 2-0s. But watching a game like this here from Mysterious Monkeys in week 2, that is nice to see.
Lumberbear caught off slightly to the side here. Very squishy as well, as the Unicorns will snipe him down. Mysterious Monkeys unable to react to it. I want to give credit, though, to the Mysterious Monkeys draft as well in this game, because we talked a lot early on about how the Twitch didn't seem like a great pick, because you need to be able to win, you know, have to have a winning lane or a winning champion to do it.
Strong duo lane.
Strong duo lane. Yuki's performed very well on it this game. 4-1-7, doing a superb job of helping Mysterious Monkeys get to the late game where they thrived in the Challenger Series, and once again are looking to thrive against the Unicorns of Love.
Xerxes, he's smelling something in the bottom lane. It turns out it's Jisoo down there.
A little bit of blood, perhaps off the Prince of Demacia.
Yeah, he was all alone.
You got me all excited, Deficio. I was there. I was crouched. I was ready to go.
I was teasing you. You gotta learn, you know. You're new young guy here.
Naive casters.
Exactly. Little kid who's like 2 meters tall. Medic the Giant, basically, in the building.
At the moment, the Giants of the Unicorns of Love might be felled by the newcomers, the upstarts of the Mysterious Monkeys. Game still very much on a knife edge now. Only 3,000 gold between these two teams. 35 minutes in. 2 Drakes each, a Mountain and a Cloud for the Unicorns, and double Infernal for the Monkeys. Baron up in 1 minute and 40 seconds.
It's gonna be the next big one to play around. Last time Mysterious Monkeys, they had good vision near it, started it, and we were like, oh, this is actually a great setup, and then they disengaged. And then suddenly they actually lost the fight right after, and Unicorns of Love picked up the Baron, but cost them 5 members right after. So it's been such a back and forth game right now. And whenever there's a Katarina in Twitch, you never just feel like that goal lead really matters, because you just know a fight can always go in favor of Mysterious Monkeys. If Unicorns of Love do not manage to CC and kill one of these carries instantly, you know the Mysterious Monkeys will have so much damage that they will just take down the backline of Unicorns of Love.
Fight over vision as well for this Baron pit. Actually, Unicorns of Love not quite clearing it out yet. There's a couple of control wards. Xerxes now steps up, and Unicorns go as a unit here to clear out this vision. Don't want to get picked off. Oh,
you have to do this in the late game, especially also against things like Jarvan that can just catch you. Jisoo is behind Unicorns of Love right now. He's looking for Exile.
This could be it. He puts down the standard. Samuks and Exile will realize. Chachi in the front line onto Dreams, gets knocked back.
and we really need to follow Yuki and Cosq.
On to Xerxes. Where is Yuki? He's in the backline. Still has that ambush if he wants to go in. Xerxes down to half. Poison ticking. Exile dodges out the Q.
And while we talk about the carries and Mysterious Monkeys, look at Hylissang as well in these fights for Unicorns of Love. A great shield from him can stop Yuki from killing the backline. His exhaust will be key against Cosq, and that ulti, if you can knock up the Katarina when she jumps in, maybe you can burst her down in time. So while we look at carries on one side, let's look at the support on the other side.
Talked about the Summoner's Rift Safari thus far. Today, this series, this game has been a sight to behold. Two predators stalking their prey, trying to catch each other out. Jisoo stalking onto Exile, great knockback onto him. Xerxes on his way, has the infinite dress, jumps the wall, but Jisoo flashes there. Unleashed power comes out, there's the lantern. That was a great flash from Jisoo.
Yeah, big cooldowns now. Gone from the Unicorns of Love. No ulti on Xerxes, no ulti on Exile. Chachi is on his way from base with home guards, but they're rushing it down.
This would be a hero's entrance if he can get there, but at the moment, Mysterious Monkeys are just looking to get the Baron. They do secure it, and now Unicorns of Love are going to go for the fight. Jisoo jumps to the backline, Hylissang there as well. A three-man knock-up with a hero's entrance. A double taunt as well. Xerxes sniping off the backline, but look at the spray and pray. Look at Yuki, he's untouched.
They got Cosq.
They've got 2 kills, they've got Cosq. Yuki and Llama Bear are going to run away. They want the Baron. Unicorns get 3 kills.
Oh, Yuki's not done. He's actually still sneaking around here, but Xerxes, he's onto him.
He's going to look for the chase. There's the ambush. Chachi jumping forward as well. Llama Bear lands the Q, turns it back around. Xerxes with the suppression. Here's the rest of Unicorns. Yuki flashes away. Llama has to flash as well. Flash in from Samux. 2-shot headshot. That's a kill. And Samux comes up big at the end of the game.
So once again, the team that picks up Baron right after will lose the fight, and almost every single member dying on the side of Mysterious Monkeys. They will lose the bot lane tower as well. 20 seconds on Cosq, 40 seconds on Yuki. They can't fight without him, so that now means Unicorns of Love are looking for that inhib.
Can they just finish the game here to Fisher? They've got a big push going. Exile's there. You've got 13 seconds on Jisoo. Cosq's on his way back up.
And you got GA on Samux right now, so actually the AD carry can play very aggressive towards the towers. Cosq alive, Jisoo a few seconds. They're going for it.
Is this greed? Is this a step too far? We've seen it bite Unicorns before. Cosq, they're off towards the side. There's a huge minion wave with them. They want that Nexus tower knocked back. Kick from Llama Bear. Busy goes forward. Chachi there in the front line. Now Unicorns will back off. They get one Nexus tower. They get the hook onto Chachi though. It's Cosq going deep. Llama Bear jumps back.
Interrupted him.
They interrupt Chachi.
Yuki is alive right now. He's sneaking his way forward. Chachi trying to ult out.
Oh, gets away. Hero's exit for Chachi as the Unicorns clean up the inhib in the bottom lane.
We asked, was it greedy? Well, no, because they got the one tower and then backed away. So let's see. Baron being rushed in, and now we see the open fight. Cosq not able to enter instantly with the Jarvan. That's actually really bad from Mysterious Monkeys. He then ultis just on Chachi and nothing else. Or was it maybe just a dagger he picked up and actually the passive proc? Anyway, point is, Cosq could not make it into the backline with Jisoo. Had to try and dive around the Galio.
Mysterious Monkeys want another big objective. We said they like to fight around these neutral objectives late game where they're going for another one. Look at the damage from the Twitch. If Yuki can stay alive, perhaps he can pull that out again.
Look at the damage from Cosq. You need more than 1,600 damage in the late game from this Katarina.
Elder Drake's still there.
Massive minion waves going into the base of Mysterious Monkeys. They almost need to just rush down the Elder Drake. Now they're stuck here.
That's what they're going for. Llama Bear, of course, has the execute potential, but it resets. Llama Bear with a kickback onto Chachi.
Xerxes behind him.
Solo. Xerxes here with the flank. Can he get onto the backline? He doesn't need to. He's taking dreams, and the Unicorns are going to go forward. They are rampaging towards the Monkeys. Jisoo fleeing back. Will jump in. Llama Bear tries to get onto Exile, but he hasn't got the damage. Yuki's in the midst of the entire team. He'll go down as well. The Unicorns manage to pick up the kills. They get an ace, and they're going to take the game.
They already got so many minions in the base here. Mysterious Monkeys, they tried so hard in this game here. So many good plays from them, but in the end, the late game team fights going in favor of the Unicorns of Love.
You have to give so much credit to the Mysterious Monkeys, but today is not the day that the Unicorns will be failed. They'll take the Nexus towers, they'll take the Nexus, and there are no monkeys welcome in this EU zoo. The Unicorns take it 2-0.
Oh man, I did not expect a 40-minute close game after what we saw earlier. That was 26 minutes, a massive stomp in favor of Unicorns of Love. 8 kills at 8 minutes, 10 minutes. This game here much slower early mid-game. Much more in favor of Mysterious Monkeys. They didn't have to react instantly. We didn't see the shot calling kind of get put under pressure. And actually a much better game. Late game fights though. That one near the Baron. I really want to rewatch it. I think it was just a dagger that Koskyu picked up, but he was kind of moving around that Galio, and he never got in with Jisoo to the backline. 1600 damage only.
A 4-man knockup from Chachi really changed that fight completely.
Oh, that ulti was insane.
Delayed the ability for the Mysterious Monkeys to engage, which is what they want to do. But you have to look at it and say, yes, Unicorns were better on the day, but what an improvement game to game from the Mysterious Monkeys. A huge leap towards maintaining their LCS spot.
And we talked about this obviously during the game, but seeing a team like Mysterious Monkeys, who's new to the LCS, where you maybe don't expect too much, from this one split, the fact they actually go toe-to-toe in a game like this is a great sign, because we had some of these bottom teams before really struggle to take games off the top teams. But Mysterious Monkeys, I think they're going to look at this game and say, the slower and steadier early to mid game actually favored us much more than the all-in aggression in 3 lanes.
And they've already faced H2K as well in their group, so it's not easy opponents, but easier opponents.
Definitely easier.
Yeah, Splice and Vitality left for them to play in that group. Unicorns looking happy, as you would expect, but perhaps a few question marks in that game for them. Maybe that was their game plan. Maybe they said, we'll just play late, but it worked out for them.
Yeah, I mean, obviously looking at the mid lane, Exile was under so much pressure in these games here. We saw the Twitch roaming in there. We saw Koskyu jump in multiple times. I think some of the moments, Exile actually kind of played out the fight correctly. Even managed to land a stun on the tower on Koskyu, and then other times he would overstay, and then suddenly he would give a kill to Mysterious Monkeys. So hard game for him to play because he was under so much pressure. But we also got to see that Katarina from Koskyu. Some fights really good, other fights did not have the impact we needed from a late game Katarina.
I think you can see quite a vast difference between the Mysterious Monkeys there. Unlimited, smile on his face. He looks happy. He knows his team put a lot on the Rift and did a good job. The Mysterious Monkeys themselves looked a little bit dejected.
Yeah, because you were so close. Like, now you're just angry you didn't win this game.
Well, Unicorns of Love got the win against the Mysterious Monkeys. For more, let's go over to Shox in the post-game lobby.
Thank you so much, Medic, and indeed, welcome to the post-game lobby. We're going to take a look back on an action-filled day here in the EULCS Summer Split, starting with the recap of the Unicorns of Love versus Mysterious Monkeys, and specifically Game 2 is what I want to talk about, because that turned into quite the slugfest, and I think we saw a lot of good things from the Mysterious Monkeys then, especially kind of the counterweight they put on the map against the Unicorns of Love's power.
Yeah, that was really spicy back and forth. Gotta compliment Jisoo once again. We
Once again, we
kind of called him out earlier, but now I think Jarvan was a good pickup into the immobile mid laner of the Syndra, being such a big threat. And I like that they tried to get Koskyu's snowball rolling, almost were able to get it, but then in the end, not quite enough.
You could see how dejected Jisoo was in that game, because he actually felt like he had the advantage, you would imagine. He was kind of crushing Chachi in the side lane at times. Got a little bit of help. And Koskyu was doing well from the mid lane as well. He really put the pressure back onto Exile. But there were a couple of key moments, key turning fights, where the exhaust comes out onto Koskyu and he can't quite get the kill on Exile when it really counts. And then Samax cleans up the fight. But again, we saw the Unicorns team fighting be the major strength for this squad, taking them through tricky situations against the Monkeys.
Yeah, tricky situations. A lot of that is to credit the Mysterious Monkeys for, but on the side of the Unicorns of Love, that was kind of the sloppiest we've seen from them so far, Henning.
Yeah, not sure what the game plan here was. I have to... I was praising Exile before the first week. I think he played really well. This time going up against Koskyu in what should be a matchup where he should have the pressure. Syndra versus the Katarina. Still falls behind in the laning phase. Does some unexpected mistakes. Stays too far up in the lane without flash against the Jarvan and gets punished for it.
The Unicorns, you can always say, expect the unexpected. Henning, you'll learn that in due time with the Unicorns, I'm sure. But
yeah, we definitely haven't repeated it enough throughout the years.
I like what you're talking about, some of the mistakes you saw out of Exile, because Koskyu specifically, as we were talking earlier, felt that he could take it to Exile. And Koskyu was a guy that I've kind of had a bit of criticism for, even in Challenger, when faced with the toughest opponents, he's never really stepped up. But this game, I think, is one of the first examples where I'm actually saying, okay, Koskyu, he's playing against one of the top mid laners in Europe, and he's actually holding his own.
Also, to that, I also remember back in when they tried to qualify for LCS, when they were playing in the Challenger Series playoffs, where he did pull out the Katarina and had to be the solo carry, and they put all the marbles in that basket, and he did come through. And I think that is exactly why we saw the Mysterious Monkeys being so dejected as well because now it was within reach. They came back from a heartbreaking, horrible loss in game 1. They shook it off and they came back onto the stage and really fought for it and were so close. So let's just hope that they can take some of that energy, go into a good VOD review for next week and hopefully come refreshed to the EULCS with that, Henning.
Yeah, you can see how devastated they were, and I really understand them. Losing in this way is even tougher than just getting stomped in 20 minutes. You know, sure, there's nothing to be sad about. Really, just let's get home and work on it again. But losing in this way, when you know the margins are so small, it's always in a Katarina game. A lot of those team fights, there was like 1 or 2 auto attacks off getting the reset and then being able to turn the team fight completely. So. Yeah, I understand that, that the Mysterious Monkeys are devastated after a loss like this.
Yeah, that's the kind of game, though, that you can learn a lot from. A lot of teams will talk about they're almost preferring to lose in a closer manner because you can go back and you can say, okay, this is how we handle the situations. Game 1, I'm not so sure there's so much to learn from against Blitzcrank and, you know, running at you with Moby Boots, but certainly it was a fun series overall. It's what we expected. These two are going to go head-to-head and lots of kills in the clash.
It's been entertaining all day. The Unicorns of Love, if anything, they continue their strong form here in week 2 when it comes to game wins at least. Let's see what our player of the series has to say after that win.
Thank you very much, Shox. And yeah, I'm happy to announce Xerxes is the player of the series. Congratulations, man. How's that feel?
Thank you. It feels really great after last week where Exile got the MVP.
Yeah, you thought it was stolen away from you, I think, if I remember.
Yes.
Well, this time you rightfully earned it, and it was a 2-0. But I want to talk a little bit more about some of the jungle picks you had today, because you not only played the Ivern, that's still been very popular, but you picked up the Warwick again. So what do you think the jungle meta looks like on post 7.10? Are you just kind of forging ahead your own path? Or do you think other people are going to start doing this too?
I think in the new page there are like a lot of junglers you can play right now. And I was a fan of Warwick since the last split, and I played in Korea as well. So I just like it, and it was good against Lee Sin.
It certainly seemed very effective. Another jungler that didn't get picked but actually got banned today against you guys was the newly reworked Kindred. What do you think about that champion? Is it really strong right now?
I would say it's fine, but it's not that great. Needs some buffs.
Wow, okay. So bold statement, balanced team, get on that one. But all right, let's move over to your opponents as well, because the Mysterious Monkeys are a team that we've seen for 2 weeks in a row now. They might get completely knocked down in a game. They'll come back and they'll try their hearts out and they'll fight and fight and fight right until the end. What do you think of a team that just never says die like that?
I think it's good for them that even when in the first game they got stomped, I will say that, and it's good that they didn't tilt or they were like, oh, whatever, we don't care about the second game, and they kept fighting. So I like that.
Yeah, I would imagine you guys probably would. It probably kindles a little bit in your heart there. Okay, so last question about this whole group that you guys find yourself in, Group B. Everyone's talking about Group A with Fnatic, G2, all that stuff. But in Group B, this was what many perceive to be one of the bottom teams, taking on you guys and really taking a fight to you. How competitive do you think Group B is going to be this split?
I'm not sure if it's going to be as competitive as Group A. But I think there will be a bit of competitiveness.
All right, well, then I guess the last one for you is, you guys going to win that one in a landslide?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Everybody else in Group B, watch out. Thank you so much, Xerxes, and congratulations on Player of the Series. All right, we're going to send it back over to Shox and the boys.
I think we keep asking Xerxes last week as well, you know, are you going to win? Yeah. I mean, yeah, he thinks they're going to win, dude. But it's kind of nice that we keep asking him and that the confidence is still there, even if after kind of a game like that. And we have to give it our credit to Xerxes as well. They had the Elise ban, Kha'Zix ban, Zac ban, Kindred ban, Ivern ban. So he pulls out the Warwick. And I love that he spoke kind of to the jungle meta. Because Stress, you were speaking a lot about, you know, Rek'Sai. Haven't seen anything there. We did see one Kindred ban, but maybe it's too early for the meta to catch up.
Yeah, well, these are champions that, I mean, Kindred is a different play style. Yeah. It does have early game presence, but it's that carry style, which is slightly different. So I'm expecting it to take some time for Kindred to come back into the meta. Rek'Sai, I think, at the current point, doesn't quite stack up against the top tier junglers. So even though there were some changes that were made on 7.11, they're going to take time to filter through the right itemization. A lot of people are still trying things with the different Rek'Sai builds, whether it's damage, whether it's tankiness, to see where the real effectiveness lies. Because gone is the global, you have to have a little bit more impact in team fights, and that's trickier with the adjusted kits. So 7.11 changes may come through, but we're nowhere near expecting some of these junglers to go right where Zac has gone after the mid-season patch.
Yeah, I think that's a great point. With how different Kindred is, not only because she's the marksman in the jungle, but also because of the stacks. They force your team to play completely different in the early game, have to pick those pushing lanes that can go help those invades. So say like Cyan and Mundo comes into the metagame in the top lane, you don't really have to adapt your team's playstyle that much because you're already used to playing with the Gragas, with the Shen. But then playing with the Kindred, that's a completely different story.
Yeah, that's true. So, Xerxes, there, what did you want to add? Anything?
No, I thought you were saying no because you didn't want Cyan and Mundo back in the top lane.
Well, it's okay, but like I'd rather see kind of a Jarvan
Fiora,
versus a Fiora,
yeah.
this and that. Although maybe we get tired of that in a couple of weeks as well, because it seems like we're hard to please if we see too much of the same thing, even if it's exciting. But that was an exciting match overall, and I love that Pyra kind of asked about the competitive.
That's the strength of B.
The strength of Group B. And Xerxes said, well, I think Group A will be a lot more competitive. However, let's kind of look at the dynamic of that group and maybe also look at the series we saw earlier in the day in that group. Splyce was up against Vitality and had a very convincing win. So Splyce seems to be saying, hey, come on, we want a challenge for definitely 3 and maybe above.
Yeah, the Snake was definitely stronger than the B in today's series because Splyce coming through, looking very strong with even the kind of composition we were expecting, well, that they've played before in days gone by when Yamato was their coach in Game 2. The 1-3-1 setup working very well. Game 1, they fought back against the deficit that Vitality had stacked up against them. So I really liked watching Splyce today. They showed us a little bit more strength than we saw last week.
Yeah, I think Splyce are finding their style. When you get a new coach, it can take a while to find really what kind of team compositions that you want to go for. If you want the split push, if you want the safe siege, if you want to play for the late game with the team fights. And I think Splyce is in the middle of that process at the moment.
Yeah, exactly. Fantastic for Splyce to get some points on the board for Vitality. The Bees worldwide are already in a precarious position, and the Vitality Bees are also not doing so well. So I just want to talk to that team a little bit. If we look at this group, obviously Vitality, it's been a while in the making now that they haven't been able to find those openings. And here we see the player of the series was Mickey X, who also completely dismantled and did really well on Thresh. But you got to have some question marks for Vitality. You know, when is it going to go better for them?
I think right now, this is going to sound really bad, but I think the player holding his weight the most frequently is Joko. Steelback is doing well. The team aren't protecting him. He gets killed in fights. Cabochard is having decent games. Nukeduck is having decent games, but Joko is the only one that is reliably showing up for me, and I need to see more out of that out of Vitality if they really want to build themselves to compete against a team like Splyce.
Well, what we've also seen is that Joko is able to, for himself, get his lanes ahead and get an advantage, and then he felt like he had to kind of do too much and pull the trigger, and with that gave up a lot of deaths in the series. And to that, we have a tweet from a familiar face, rather, in the EULCS. Amazing, he tweeted, Vitality's lineup is inherently flawed. No carry or shot calling ability whatsoever. Now, I do want to offer this up as kind of a discussion point. That is a harsh point, but it does seem to be in line with what we're identifying as the problems from Vitality. Who is the shot caller? Is there a real carry? You said it today earlier. Nukeduck isn't really that fantastic mid laner that's going to take over the game in every single game anymore. Cabochard hasn't been that for a while. The bot lane, so maybe that is kind of the issue.
Yeah, I agree with Amazing there. I think what we saw in today's games was that they lacked the decisiveness to start fight. It's not like they lacked the tools. They had Braum, Kalista, Rumble, Fizz. Just throw the Braum in there, throw the Rumble ulti on top of him. They have all the tools in the toolbox to make these fights happen. What they lacked was the decisiveness and the shot calling to make it happen.
Yeah.
And that's where I'm kind of surprised that it's Joko that's stepping up in the early game, because post 15 minutes, I don't see a whole lot out of Joko that is controlling the game, and that's one of the aspects that Amazing is talking about. So when you look at that, a player that goes 2-0 up, demolishes an Ivern jungle at the beginning of the game, and then dies 5 times in a row afterwards, and just the rest of the team have nothing to build from. If your jungler that wins the game at the beginning cannot help you close that game out, there are some really big problems, and I think the shot calling aspect is such a massive part of it, and Joker's been around for long enough that we have to expect a little bit more alongside that.
Well, a lot of these players, right? And I think that's the reason why we're going quite harsh on this, is because, yes, they do have Yamato, who is a new coach in there, so he does need to get some time to kind of build up all those fundamentals, but it's not like these players don't have any of the fundamentals, and that's the reason why we've been looking at the team for a long time now and waiting for them to step up, because maybe they just end up in the 4th spot again. But it seems that the Mysterious Monkeys could be challenging for them.
And that's why perhaps we're a little more damning early on than previous splits is because last split, Origin, there was no way Origin were jumping up above Vitality. Just legitimately wasn't going to happen. This time, Mysterious Monkeys, as you said, are a legitimate threat to put Vitality in a relegation position. And when you give me that lineup and you tell me that they could be in relegation in all seriousness at the end of the split, that is the most perplexing thing to think about for this type of team.
It is. Let's take a look at the standings and take a look at that Group B then specifically and how it's shaking out. Obviously, H2K and Unicorns of Love seem pretty untouchable. Splice is saying, hey, think about us. Here is our first series win and we're looking stronger. And then indeed, Henning, that bottom of the table and relegation, you almost have to feel like, would that be then the end-all wake-up call for Vitality? You almost want to see him have a shock to the system.
Yeah, I mean, going into this group, what I was expecting would be the yellow teams here to be bunched up in the middle. Splice and Vitality fighting for that third spot, and then Mysterious Monkeys to be towards the bottom. What it looks like now is that Splice is the sole middle team, and Mysterious Monkeys and Vitality will be the ones fighting to avoid relegations.
Yeah, definitely, because even though we don't have that many series to judge of, I feel like Vitality's losses have been quite damning, and then Mysterious Monkeys just have shown some fighting spirit to us. Now, moving on, we also want to talk a little bit about the meta, and Henning, you were specifically interested in the support meta. All I can think about is Thresh, though, and Blitzcrank, maybe.
Yeah, of course, you got to mention the Steam Golem as it was played today. As we can see
Steam
here.
Golem? Is that his nickname?
I think that's his nickname. I'm not entirely sure.
Well, the Rolling
sounds
Golem
right.
gathers no rust.
Yeah,
so.
The great
exactly.
Steam Golem, yeah. But just looking at the picks on your screen there, 3 melee supports in towards the top with Thresh, Braum, and Tom Kench. This is for both picks and bans. And I think that's a very interesting change from the spring season where we saw a lot of Karma, Lulu, Syra, these strong laners that tried to punish the enemy. I mean, if you would have picked up a Thresh in spring into like a... I don't know, a Syra Caitlyn, you would just get pushed in, lose first tower, and just get demolished early on in the game. But what I love about these changes that we've been seeing with the Doran's Shield, with the different meta team comps coming in, is that we've been seeing supports like Galio, Camille, Blitzcrank today. All the possibilities in the world are open.
I don't think Fnatic want to remember the Camille, but it was fun nevertheless. So yeah, talking about it, when you lock in that Thresh, it opens up such a different world of supports. There are a couple of supports we're not seeing. Defizio mentioned the Alistar earlier. We haven't seen the Leona yet, anything like these. So it's not like the world is your oyster for everything coming through, but I think the supports that have a lot of utility when it comes to Thresh, you can set up picks. Braum, great defensively, good at disengage and also kind of counter-engaging fights. So we're going to see a lot more of this with Doran's Shield in its current state, with bot lane in its current state as well. And then you look at these kill lane setups. Twitch plus X champion, whichever can lock somebody down for long enough, can really devastate a bottom lane.
Yeah, I gotta mention Kalista there as well with the kill-ins. Works so well with a lot of these melee supports. Throw in a Braum, you have a fight started from nowhere. Throw in a Thresh, there's so many play possibilities you have right there.
Yeah, it's super fun to see. Thresh obviously can be so game-changing rather and so damning, and it's also in every support's arsenal kind of as a basic pick. So we'll see how that evolves everything. We also continue tomorrow. We're going to see how much trash we will see then as Maxor is going up against his former team in Misfits. Gaming versus Rocket, and the Ninjas and Pajamas are up versus V2.
Ninjas versus Samurai. We've had animals today. There's a rabbit versus a cat in the first series of the day. So
a rabbit versus a cat in a hat and a bat. No, that's a... I wish I was a little bit... Never mind. Never mind. Never mind.
Wow, you know it's getting late.
Freestyling at this point.
We only had 4 games today, but they were a bit crazy, so it sends us a bit crazy. It's good.
And let's hope that it will be just as crazy tomorrow. Well, thank you guys very much for joining me on the desk and enduring the craziness. It is time for us to log off for the night, clearly. Thank you guys so much. We'll be back tomorrow for more action in the EULCS. Have a fantastic night. I wish I was a baller.
This could be a very interesting game with 2 different team compositions coming through.
It could, and we'll find out soon enough. It's Splice taking on Vitality. Joko was involved in every first blood last week. Not gonna pick it up yet. The Raptors are coming to help. First blood, nuked.
And that's the end of the game.
There's no one to defend. Vitality put up a fight, but Splice knocked them out. They want to go for this. Locking in Vitality. Joko is obliterated where he stands.
Because look at where Wonder is shoving a wave up, but look, Splice counter-engage.
Joko again. He is just feeding Splice. The Nexus isn't the focus just yet. It's about killing everyone. Oh, Mickey, you're so fine. The death sentence connects and Splice yell, "You have my sympathy," but Yamato, we have no regrets.
Unicorns and mysterious monkeys. We are here in Berlin, but it might as well be Egypt. 4,500 years later, mysterious monkeys take on unicorns of love in the Summoner's Rift Safari. Koski flashes in. Can he get the kill on X? Oh! Also would have been enough, but he just can't quite get close enough. And another hook. Llama Bear's dead. Won't be able to get away from Xerxes. Illisang has the hook, the taunt comes down, doesn't even need to use it. They've got the root down. Koski with a shockwave will delay for the time being. Here comes X up on the side. Samix spraying and praying that he can get the double. That's 2 for him. In front of my mind's eye, and I can see Exile getting shredded, but he just gets caught. Minions for the win. Here's the rest of Unicorns. Yuki flashes away. Llama has to flash as well. Flash in from Zamex. 2-shot headshot. That's a kill. You have to give so much credit to the mysterious monkeys, but today is not the day that the Unicorns will be failed. They'll take the Nexus towers. They'll take the Nexus, and there are no monkeys welcome in this EU zoo. The Unicorns take it 2-0.